Good evening. Welcome to Hungarian Public Media's News in English, Hungary Reports. I'm Híradó, bringing you today's news from Hungary in the Carpathian Basin. Let's jump right into it. Fidesz will also initiate that Brussels discontinue the anonymous debit card system for migrants in the new European Parliament. The communications director of Fidesz announced. According to the governing parties, when Hungarians voted at the European parliamentary elections, they voted to stop immigration. So when representatives demand that the debit card program be stopped, they're representing the will of voters.
Hungarian authorities intercepted another 7 migrants on Sunday near the Hungarian border. 3 men were caught during the safety check of a train arriving from Serbia at Calabria. They were trying to enter Hungary illegally by hiding in the cargo wagons. Later, 4 Afghan migrants who were trying to cross the border while hiding in the cargo space were also found by police. Migration cannot be stopped in the foreseeable future. However, we have to take all measures to try to mitigate it, said the security advisor on Kossuth Radio's program Good Morning Hungary. István Gyarmati added, "We can and we must stand up against smuggling and crime." This way, we're defending the people who suffer from these crimes as well. If we could hold smugglers responsible as common criminals, we would be defending the immigrants, he said. According to experts, the migrant debit cards can be a way to financially support criminal groups. Data from the UNHCR reveals that the number of people who have received the debit card in Greece has grown to 70,000. Within a month, more than 7 million euros were distributed among the beneficiaries. Brussels continues to hand out the migrant debit cards in large numbers, the communications director of Fidesz said. Regarding the case of Hassan F., a man arrested in Hungary who had also possessed such a card, Balázs Hídvégi emphasized that Brussels does not only support migration with these cards, but through them it also supports terrorism and human smuggling in some cases. The cards are financed from taxpayer money and from European public funds. It is unacceptable that this program continue. Therefore, we will initiate that the European Commission seize the issuing of these cards, Balázs Hídvégi said. The minister added that in Brussels, Fidesz represents the will of the Hungarian people, who clearly voiced their opinion at the EP elections in May about what they want for the future of Europe.
The European Union will not be successful on the global stage unless it makes a U-turn on its migration policy, Péter Szijjártó said in Luxembourg on Monday at the meeting of the EU's foreign affairs ministers. As he put it, sooner or later, everyone will have enough of Brussels wanting to tell others how they ought to live in the far reaches of the world. The Minister of Foreign Affairs and Trade also added that the EU must not give in to any kind of pressure that leads to the continent getting flooded with immigrants.
The European Union will not be successful on a global stage unless it makes a U-turn on migration policy. If the EU wants to continue to manage migration, it won't be neither safe nor competitive. Therefore, instead of managing and organizing migration, our objective must be stopping it.
Central Europe's largest solar power plant will soon be built in Kaposvár by a Chinese company. The cornerstone was placed on Monday, and according to plans, the €100 million investment project will be complete by the end of the year. Prime Minister Viktor Orbán emphasized in Parliament that the government's long-term objective is that Hungarian electric energy production come from nuclear and renewable energy, primarily solar power plants.
Central Europe's largest solar power station is going to be built on this 200-hectare area in Kaposvár. It's being constructed by a Chinese company. The investor has been issued all the necessary permits, and preparations for the construction are ongoing now. For Kaposvár, this is yet another step towards becoming energy independent by 2030. The power plant they're creating will be capable of producing the full electric energy needs of a city of 50,000 people out of a clean source, the mayor said. The Minister for Innovation and Technology said that the government wants to quadruple the current solar power performance by 2022, and that projects like these will further increase Hungary's energy security. At the cornerstone placement ceremony, the chairman of the Chinese company said that they're also planning other energy investments in Hungary. We'd like to continue to strengthen our relations with Hungary. We want the solar power plant in Kaposvár to be a reference, Ruang Wang said. He added that they're also planning to build their regional center in Hungary to help them reach Central Europe from here.
Almost 60 companies have joined the initiative of having a father-child workday a day after Father's Day. These businesses invited kids to accompany their fathers to work so that they could spend the day together and get to know what their dads do when they're not at home.
David spent the day at his father's workplace, who is a financial advisor at a consulting firm. He has come to visit several times. He likes to feed the turtles, and this time he also introduced himself to my colleagues, the father said. Zsombor also enjoys spending the day with his father while he's working. Although the advising doesn't seem interesting to him yet, he appreciates the time they spend together. We spend less time together during the summer, said this little boy. Based on an initiative by the Men's Club, a number of workplaces have allowed fathers to bring their children with them to their workplace for a day. We encourage companies joining in to provide an opportunity for fathers to not only entertain their kids, but to also give the children a chance to sit next to their father while they're working, to get an insight into what they're actually doing, the founder of the Men's Club said. About 60 companies have joined the initiative this year, multinational companies as well as small-sized enterprises. The Deputy State Secretary, Attila Beneda, said that the government supports the idea of giving fathers more attention. The government's aim, with its programs along with its laws, is to strengthen families in Hungary, Attila Beneda said. He also reminded that since 2010, all family allowance measures are available for fathers as well. They also get a role in the Family Protection Action Plan.
Kids in Hungary will be attending camps in record-breaking numbers this summer. According to estimates, 215,000 kids will spend a part of their summer vacation in some kind of camp. An increasing number of parents look for offline camps where students aren't allowed to take their electronics.
After getting to know one another on the first day, participants of this camp in Nagykanizsa will soon get to know professions. My parents told me about it, but I also heard that there is a camp like this young lady said. And in Győr, kids were showed the inside of a police car and tried out handcuffs at a crime prevention camp. Boys learned how to make models and paper planes at this workshop in Zalaegerszeg. I want to be a building engineer, and I wanted to start with something small like this airplane, this boy said. The director of Táborfigyelő, a camp coordination website, said on Kossuth Radio that there is an increasing number of offline camps where participants can't use their phones. Parents don't have to be afraid. They will, of course, be able to communicate with their kids through the instructors, so they can call them, but we don't allow them to bring electronics to the camp with them, so that they can concentrate on camp life completely, Béla Tóth explained. He added that they expect a record-breaking number of participants this year, since parents have planned some kind of summer camp for more than 215,000 children this year.
An exhibit titled Béla Kondor, the Last Iconographer, has opened in the Kogart Gallery in Tihany. The exhibit displays the works made by the epoch-making painter in the 50s and the 60s, before he died in 1973. Besides the biblical and mythological works, Middle Age and Renaissance-styled paintings are also on display. The exhibit is open until September 15th. The 15th Hungarian Dance Festival began on Saturday in Győr, with activities until Sunday. This is the largest celebration and muster of the dance arts in Hungary. In the upcoming week, Hungarian folk dance, contemporary dance and ballet ensembles will be performing, joined by groups from Croatia, the Czech Republic and Russia. That's all for today. Catch the English news every day around 11:20 p.m. local time or stream it anytime online. Coming right up are M1's other foreign language news broadcasts. Thanks for watching. Good night.